Augustana hockey was on the road for the third consecutive weekend. Here to break it all down once again, head coach Garrett Raboin. You were at Lindenwood, relatively new to the NCAA, just like you guys are, school just outside of St. Louis. And you get a split. Friday, a 4-3 win in overtime. Saturday, a 5-3 loss in regulation. What's kind of the vibe after a split? Are you happier with the win or more disappointed with the loss, or does it just kind of depend on how things go?
Well, I think there's several different takeaways. Obviously, you want to position yourself to win every game and close out a weekend on a strong note. But interesting weekend how it sorted out. We knew, again, we were coming off a loss in 3-on-3 overtime from the previous weekend, so our challenge was to change that, fix that, and get a better result, which we had Bischoff make a great play to Mobley, who had a tremendous weekend for us, and we're able to get the result on Friday. And then we had a team who was very hungry to respond on Saturday, playing against us. And we had a slow start, and we're down too quick, and then chased the game the whole way. And you're seeing the parity in college hockey. The Lindenwood has an identity now. They play hard. They're heavy. They're just tough to play against, and they're going to hang around all night long. They've done the same thing to St. Thomas, Ohio State, and they did it at home against us. And we as we move forward, we've addressed that we need to have a stronger start and really accept hard weekends on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Lindenwood obviously has come a long way since the opening last season, but as you said, a tough-minded team. Let's break down the games one by one, starting on Friday. Literally a back-and-forth affair. You guys went back and forth on goals, exchanging all 7 of them combined between you. But as you said, Luke Mobley coming through clutch in overtime. And as you said, the previous week you had lost a 3-on-3 against Michigan Tech. So how do you guys respond in terms of making sure you're ready for that 3-on-3 battle?
I think it's just accepting it and not, and there's emotion that comes with it. And it's not that you need to end it right away. You just have to be more comfortable in those situations. And we did a better job. And we had a kid stay on a puck, able to cause a turnover. And then there was patience with Mobley on his move as he worked from left to right across the crease and was sure to finish it. And it's exciting when you went on a Friday. And then Saturday comes, and again, that's our challenge as we're learning more about our group, is just these emotions and the highs and the lows. We just got to be rock solid and just be more of a consistent team in that area.
Yeah, you look at Friday's game, it's a 4-3 win for you guys in overtime. Only 3 combined penalties. All the goals were even strength. Flip it over to Saturday, you get down 2-0 early. You do tie it in the second period, but power plays were the key difference. You guys went 1-on-5 on your opportunities with the man advantage. They went 2 for 3.
Yeah, and that's they won the special teams battle, and a lot of times, especially with close games, that's the difference. And they won on Saturday, and as a result, they get the victory and make a long bus ride home a little longer for us.
So you look at the scope of the season so far. Ever since that opening weekend series against Wisconsin, who, by the way, is the new #1 team in college hockey, you guys have played 8 games, 2 at home, 6 on the road. At minimum, you've been tied in every single one of those 8 games. Does that go to speak to what you talked about last week, your players setting a standard for themselves?
And that's it. And it's something that's ever evolving. We're so centered on ourselves right now as we continue to try to get better. But we're showing that we're in games. We've shown the ability to come back in games, and there's a resilient group in our room. But it's a really long year if you're going to ride the yo-yo or the roller coaster. So we have to just find some consistency. And the way you find it is just by continuing to go through these moments, identifying different situations and talking about them, and then you address them in practice. And as we grow up, that's what you speak of in the growth process. That's our next step.
Well, speaking of practice, you guys are off this weekend after 3 straight weeks on the road. So what is practice going to be like, having a week off before that Thanksgiving home and home with Omaha?
Well, it's work. It's a work day, and that's, our guys are here for it. I have zero worries, but we're going to have to compete against each other, especially not competing on the weekends. We got to get that work done against ourselves during the week. We'll probably practice on a weekend day. But there's also an opportunity now for a little mental rest. We got to make sure we stay sharp physically and that we have our energy as we prepare for Omaha.